Hello and welcome to the May edition of Beef and Lamb Market Update from the AHDB Market Intelligence team. I'm Rebecca Oborne. Today let's start by looking at the lamb market, as April has been an eventful month for the sector. The deadweight old season SQQ peaked at just over 600 pence per kilogram, the highest the old season quote has ever stood and the first time it's broken the £6 a kilogram mark. This sharp rally supports the reports that demand is just in front of overall supply. It appears as though New Zealand shipments to the UK will most likely decline sharply on the year in March, which is based upon New Zealand trade data. Export demand, on the other hand, is said to be strong. Although if prices keep rallying, then export demand could cool off slightly. Taking into account the somewhat bullish price recently, it is not surprising that UK production during Q1 was strong, 2% higher year on year. In terms of numbers slaughtered, 6% more clean sheep have been killed than in the same period last year. Although there are likely to be quite a few hoggets still on farm, current global market conditions are still supportive of domestic prices. UK trade data is only available up until February, but the UK's net trade position is looking very positive for this time of year. Whether these high prices can continue will depend upon the ability of the industry to continue to find demand for the meat, either here or abroad. Moving on to look at the beef market. As you can see, prime cattle prices, which is the blue line on the chart, remained reasonably steady during April and were on a very gentle upwards trend, standing at around 365 pence per kilogram. This is slightly above the 5-year average for the time of year. Prime cattle prices typically start to rise during the spring as demand begins to pick up, so we are potentially just seeing the start of this. Looking at the green line, overall, cow prices have remained firm during April at around 257 pence per kilogram. It has been reported several times already this year, but demand for manufacturing beef remains strong. Beef and veal production for Q1 stand 2% higher on the year earlier levels. The majority of this increase comes from an increase in production of beef from the adult cattle. Based upon DEFRA data, it can be estimated that production of cow beef was up by 5% year on year during this period. It probably isn't surprising that relatively high farm gate cow prices appear to be drawing out supplies sooner rather than later. It may be that processors are already beginning to prepare stocks to meet summer demands, which typically is met for beef from prime animals. You can keep up to date on the latest market news for the cattle and sheep sectors by subscribing to Cattle and Sheep Weekly. To subscribe for free, please email the Red Meat Market Intelligence team on the email address below.